Hi, this is Straight Up Mortgage with Madi, and today we are going to dive into part 2 of our pipeline management video series that we started last week. I did want to kind of give some insight on the daily structure or how to structure your day as a mortgage processor. Now, first thing first, I do want you to understand that there is no perfect cookie cutter way to do this. For one, it depends upon who you are and what works for you. However, once again, I am going to give you some points to kind of figure out how you can better plan your day. Now, the first thing that I do when I start my day is I go through my emails. Now, when I say I go through my emails, I'm not necessarily going through and working my emails. However, I am scanning it to see, what's in there. So if I got borrower documents, okay, that's a borrower's document. I'm gonna put it in our folder, right? If I see something, because really what I'm looking for are anything that kind of indicates a rush or a fire. Like if I have a loan that I know is closing today, tomorrow, next 3 days, and I'm having emails in regards to that loan, I just want to kind of scan it to see what that is. Now, the reason I keep using the word scan is because we still need to prioritize what it is that we're working on. So when you're coming in the morning, you should kind of try to figure out what your to-do list is for the day. So when you're creating this to-do list, you are starting by kind of scanning your emails to see what is important, and for the things that are, really important, maybe like a closer is reaching out to you for a specific document because the loan's closing tomorrow, then yes, by all means, jump on top of that. But if it's something that can kind of hold off for a couple of hours, then just write it down on your to-do list so that way you kind of have a little bit of time to prioritize with your other loans. So the loans that are showing up in your emails, but then we have our pipelines that we really need to manage. We need to pull our reports. Last week when I posted the video, I mentioned, pulling up your pipeline and filtering it out so that way you're looking at loans that are closing within the next 2 weeks. So you're doing that as well, after you check your email and you start to jot down on your to-do list the things that you need to kind of get to, then you are pulling your pipeline out for the next 2 weeks, seeing, what loans are coming up, what, needs attention, that kind of thing, and then also continuing to create your to-do list. For newer processors, what I would say is don't waste time overthinking it, because again, like I've stated before, there's no perfect way to do this. So just kind of, go with your flow, touch the loans that are urgent, and create this to-do list. Prioritize based off of your closing, time-sensitive matters. Let's say you've been waiting for a WVOE and maybe, you checked your voicemails. Okay, that's another very important thing. So when you're checking your emails, make sure you check your voicemail, because you want to make sure that if there's any messages that require your attention right away, be it a borrower, but also what if you ordered a verification of employment, or you were trying to order a verification of employment and you left a message and that person, is now calling you back. You want to receive that message, that way you can get that order requested, that way you can get it completed, right? So again, emails and then your voicemail, and creating this to-do list, prioritizing those loans that are closest to closing. I mentioned time-sensitive matters, and it sounds kind of funny, but we are really using our processor intuition. We have to kind of use this flow of kind of understanding what is the most important and what really needs our attention first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So yes, then you plan your day. So you pull your reports, you check on the loans that are closing within the 10 days, you count out the new conditional loan approvals, and a note to that is to make sure when you are looking to see your new conditional loan approvals that have come out, make a note as to which one of those are purchases, right? Because that's going to help you determine which conditional loan approvals that you are sending out first. If you received 5 new conditional loan approvals, you want to make sure that you are sending a purchase out first and not a refi that's closing 30, 60 days from. So once again, tasks include initial submissions, addressing new conditional loan approvals, follow up with the borrowers and vendors, resubs back to underwriting, and this is another one that I kind of like to take a block of time for, resubs. Now, resubs shouldn't take you too long, right? Especially if you kind of follow my advice of hitting every single condition on your conditional loan approval up front. That way, your resub process is gonna be way better. Okay, let me explain, right? So let's say you get your conditional loan approval and you pick out the condition that's for the borrower, you contact your borrower, you talk to them about those conditions, you send them a follow-up email in regards to the conditions that you spoke about, and you just hop onto your next file, not addressing your processing conditions. Let's say if it's a credit supplement, let's say if it's an FHA loan and you needed to go back in there to maybe do a correction of some sort. And remember, with FHA loans, what happens, it goes back into warning status, and then you have to let it sleep for a day prior to putting that case number back in so it can come in as a success. Just giving you an example as to why it's important to kind of do things up front, because let's say when you got your conditional loan approval, had you addressed it at that time, when it's time for a resub, like for instance, your borrower sends back all of their borrower conditions, and now you have sales on your back because they're like, we have everything is in, resub the loan to underwriting, right? That's how it is in your emails, right? But then you go into the file and you're reviewing your conditional loan approval and you're checking off the borrower's items, but now you go and you look and you're like, there's some processing conditions that needed to be addressed, like this FHA connection. Oh, okay, cool. I can just go onto FHA connection right now and do the correction. However, it's gonna take, you're not gonna be able to get that into success status until tomorrow. You can do it today, but it's not going to be in success status until tomorrow. Or you're looking at your conditional loan approval and now you see that there were transcripts that you needed to order, but you didn't order them. You were waiting. You told yourself you was going to get back to it. Now you forgot, and now the loan is ready to go back to underwriting because all of the borrower conditions are in, and everybody is expecting you as the processor to already have the processing conditions completed. And had you not had it completed, that there would be, some sort of alert or an email of some sort, but you just forgot. You just dropped the ball. The volume is high. You forgot that you didn't order the 4506, transcripts. This is why something that I do, because I can be very, very forgetful, is I go through everything on my conditional loan approval when I have it. And let's say, for instance, I said that take the time in the evenings. If you have for your conditional loan approvals, and let's say if I saw that there was a WVOE and I tried the work number, it's not automated, so I have to do a manual written verification of employment. And yes, I can't do that at night, but now I have my to-do list. I can write that down. That's what I need to get done by tomorrow. I'm writing it down. I'm going through it at least, and I am prioritizing it. I'm not just like, let me hurry up and get through these borrower conditions and move on to the next one, because it will bite you in the butt in the end. It's going to bite you in the butt every single time. And I am speaking from experience. So again, dealing with that conditional loan approval to its entirety really saves you a lot in the long end. And I keep stressing this because that is something that I learned over my 11 years of working as a processor. It's, you think in the beginning, you think you're saving time, but you're really not. So yes, please address all of your conditions up front. Now, I talked about acceptance before, and I just am going to say this again. You are only one human. There is only so much that you can do. You are not a robot. You are a human with emotions. You get tired, you get cranky, you get frustrated. We are human. There's only so much we can do in a day. So the only thing that we can do is our best. So my thing for you, like what I really want you to feel and understand and know, that your best is enough, because your best is all that you can offer. And if your company cannot see that or cannot understand that, then that's really their problem and not necessarily, your problem. But again, what I am saying is your best, because there are processors that don't do their best. There are processors that are kind of half-assing it, right? And this isn't an industry where you can kind of half-ass it. You can't. You have to be on top of it. Like, something I tell my students all the time is, being a processor is not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. However, you gotta work for your money. You have to work for your incentive. You have to work for your overtime. There's processors making over $100,000 right now, and it's because they are going ham, egg, and cheese. Like, they are working their butts off. So work your butt off. However, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't do that. Be proud of yourself, if anything. And it's not gonna be this pretty, organized looking thing. Like, it's just not. As a processor, you literally have to multitask, which is why I'm giving you all of these things that you need to take into account when you are planning your day. And I'm not telling you how to plan your day, because it's impossible. It's really impossible for me to tell you, oh, if you do this and this at this time, this and this time, this at this time, then everything's gonna be perfect. No. What if there's a fire? If there's a fire and your manager's hitting you up and saying, you have to look at this loan right now, you have to look at the loan right now. So my point is, these are some tips when it comes to how to plan your day, how to go about planning your day. And again, know that you're going to have to multitask. You're going to have to issue out a conditional loan approval, and then go and do a resub, and then call a borrower back, and then do this, and then order a verification of employment, order some tax transcripts. It's just not going to be this perfect day. However, if you can have some, organization and productivity within it, if you are prioritizing. I keep saying prioritizing, and I'm like, I hope I'm not ignoring. I hope I am not annoying them, but that's what this is about. It's about prioritizing your loans, and you gotta prioritize, and then you gotta prioritize again, and prioritize to prioritize, in which you prioritize. Okay. Thank you for coming back and watching this video. I am going to do some more videos on pipeline management. I'm going to break them up by topic and show you some things. Like, I'll pull up certain checklists, and I'll show you different ways to utilize it, Excel spreadsheets, and show you how I've utilized it. And I'll just create some more content in regards to pipeline management, because I know it's something that everybody is kind of struggling with at this time. I will also take this time to say, please like and comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be doing more and more videos and giving you more content. And I also have a live course that is coming out next month, March 16th. It is processing and systems training. I will have more information about that I'm going to post to my website. So yes, I will see you guys on the next video.